cloudy out here today, rainy, and I just wanted to show you the hens, our hens and our rooster. We've got 3 hens. The door's squeaking. We've got 3 hens, and all of them seem to be the same kind of hen. But one lays brown, as you've seen. One lays brown, one lays green, and one lays tan. We usually keep them in the chicken house. I don't mind them getting out in the wintertime and scratching, because they are tilling my garden up. I got pretty good soil around my house, and they're out here tilling it for me when they out scratching. They moved over to the barn now. They and there comes Maggie. Hey Maggie. She says, I want a treat. And there's, you see through the wire, there's Jelly Bean. Had to get it to clear up. So that's the animals on the farm today. Like I said, they come around when the flowers are blooming. I don't want them out because they will scratch up my flowers. But in the wintertime, like now, before the flowers start blooming, I don't mind them coming and tilling up the scratching. As you can see down there, they've been scratching. I don't mind them scratching and tilling the land, because that really does help in the long run. So right now they can stay out. I did ask Daniel about the other chicken, and he said she might be on the nest, which was what I was thinking. I'm hoping, because he forgot to set them up last night. But they go back in the chicken pen and nest up high, so hopefully nothing will get them. But you know, critters do get in there. We had 2 years ago, we had more chickens, and we went on vacation. We come home, we had some dead hens because of aggravating raccoon. But that's my little rooster. Isn't he pretty? He's a big boy. I just call him Big Red. He's got some white on his tail. My niece gave him to me. Hens are very nice to hatch, but roosters, you can't give them away hardly. So, but he's a big boy, and he's a couple of years, he's probably 3 or 4 years old now. And since I've had him, I don't know how, she didn't have, he was young when we got him. So I'm very thankful to Kelly for that. He's been a good blessing to my farm. So all right, I've showed you the animals. It's lunchtime. I'm headed in. Well, you know, when you order from Amazon, sometimes it all comes in one box or a couple boxes, and then sometimes mine was a pretty big order, and so it came 2 different days. Well, 3 different days, because another thing's got to come the end of the month or next month. I don't know exactly when. I'll show you what coming today. So I'm like everybody else. When I buy my art supplies, I try to do a little research on them, because I want to get the most for my money, because I don't have a lot of money, and I have to make my little bit of money spread. And so I try to find the best prices I can. And I heard some good things on this company, which is Gencraft. It's a tiny little box, but that's 24 metallic colors, and I'm going to open it and let y'all see what they look like. And what I want to know what they look like. It comes with a little watercolor pad, which would be, I'm not really worried about that, but that would be nice to do some little doodling on. On the back is the colors, and they're supposed to line up with these. But if you want the true colors of them, you have to put them on a little swatch. And so I probably will use this, because that'll be perfect to kind of put in there and keep it with that. Or either I got a book in there that I can put them in. But these are my metallic colors, and there's 24 in there. I have a few that come with the other one that I showed y'all, but I'm excited about it because I like all those pretty colors. But I am noticing they don't have a shine like some of them do. So I'm hoping it's not a powdery type paint. We'll see. But well, I think they're supposed to pop out. Yeah, they do pop out. And then each one of these little things will pop out. Each one of the little, these little things will pop out. Some of these. Andrew's home. So, that is that. And then, let me show you what else I got. It's really hard to do this with one hand, but that's pretty. I like the purples, and that's the one I chose to get. But you open that up, you got the tin there, you got the tin, and they didn't send me the paints. Wonder why? Because I told you I was doing an experiment. I pay for all this, okay? So for me to do my experiments cost me, so I have to go with a reasonable prices. This wasn't but like, I think $8, and this was like less than 20, so it wasn't that much. This was 15. This was 15. I think this was like 8. I'm not sure. But anyway, these little things are supposed to pop out, so you can move them around. But I want to put those in there and see how they dry, because I was watching another lady, and she said that don't waste money buying these little ones. Get these kind of paints and see. So I wanted to try it and see. You know, it's an experiment. If I don't like it, then I'm not to waste my money and do that again. The better paints and in the tubes, because there are small little tiny things. And I heard one lady that paints that I like to watch. She didn't like the little one. She said, you got big brushes, you need the big things. So, but that's just, like I said, experiment for me, and find out if I like those are half pans is what they're called. So I guess I need the full pans. If it works, I might regret not getting the full pans. But like I said, you got to start somewhere before you can. You gotta crawl before you can walk. And I didn't want to show y'all that side of the house, but Daniel's clothes I got some drying over there, but the floor, the grandkids has been over there, and it's a mess. And I don't clean up. They got to clean that up. I thought I would just show y'all this little box of jewels. I think it's delicious. Daniel went by the meat market yesterday, and they have onion sausage. And so that is what 5 pounds of onion sausage looks like. Now I'm going to cut them up in strips and stick them in, a lot of it in the freezer. But that's what we're going to be having for supper tonight. And I thought I would just show you onion sausage. Have you had it before? It's so good. This is how I cut it up. I just cut them in lengths like that. And so I got 5.5 servings out of a 5 pound box. Now we're going to cook it and eat it. Yay. Okay, I cooked them in my air fryer. I put a liner in my air fryer and cook them in there. And oh my goodness, they look good. We're going to have them with some light bread or loaf bread, whatever you call it. Call it light bread. But anyway, we're going to have it with some bread. And so it'll make us a sandwich.
Sliced bread?
Sliced bread. Sliced bread. It's always been known as light bread. You want a piece of I don't call it sliced bread. I call it light bread. A piece of bread. Light bread. All right. Happy eats. It's a beautiful day today. It's kind of cool out here. The turkeys aren't out. That's a little disappointing, but that's okay. Show you the view. It's so pretty. I hear a dove. I hear some other birds, but I hear a dove. And so today's Valentine's Day, and I thought I'd come see my honey. I've been cleaning up a little bit. I had a bunch of solar lights that have gone bad, so I had to get them cleaned up and get them out of here. But yep, there's his view. My view too, when I come over to see him. Let's listen at the sounds. Daniel was very sweet for me for Valentine's. I've been wanting me one of these snake plants I don't know if I can keep it alive or not, but I've been wanting one. And I said something months ago, ain't thought no more about it, and he bought me one for Valentine's. Isn't that very sweet of him? So let's hope I can keep it alive. The grapevines didn't get pruned last year, so Daniel took an emergency day because he didn't get to bed till late last night. I'll tell you the story a little bit later. But so he's done some stuff for the farm today. He's went and got some stuff for the donkeys, and he's trimming the grapevines back, and they really look good. But look in the yard. It's cold out here. I'm not lingering too long, but I just want to show you what Daniel's doing. Hey, Daniel.
Hi.
He's having so much fun. The chickens are having a good time again today and scratching and enjoying themselves. Hey, Red. So, the reason I came out here, the hens are over there. I don't know if you can see them for the shadow. That's two of them. One's sitting. Yeah, I'm talking about your girls. What you think about that, Red? He's so pretty. He's just so pretty. Abel came out here to feed those two little pests. And he was scared of the rooster. I told him, I said, I'd watch the rooster. He won't bother you. He's a friendly little feller. But the girls, I don't know. They had themselves... Oh, you want to talk to me? They had themselves a little adventure yesterday. Last night. And I'll tell you about it in a little bit. Abel just gave them some sweet feed. And they think they should have more. But I haven't given sweet feed in a little while, so I don't want to mess up their stomachs. So just a little bit, girls. You had treats yesterday, and they got hay today. A good fresh bale of hay over there that they've been eating off of, so they're good to go. But I'll tell you about the little naughty things in a minute. And if you hear that sound, sounds like something dying. That's Leah's puppies. Yeah, she's got puppies, 10 of them. And I've showed them to you before, but they're trying to kennel train them. And so, to teach them to be quiet. I don't think that's working right now. Mama's out there, though. She's out there with them, watching over them. And some's in the big kennel, and then the other ones are in the little kennel. They'll stay for a little bit, and then she'll get them out, and they'll switch over. The young'uns. I think that's the young'uns' jobs. But so yeah, they said they're trying to kennel train them. It sounds like Tharmet. Well, y'all, in the last video showed you that the stove went out, and guess what joined it? The whole dryer. The dryer went out. Somebody found the post poppers. I can't think of them. 2-post driver. So that's good. But yeah, I need to get that lead rope and get it in the house. So there's the graveyard. Daniel's got to get them littered up and take them off. But that's the graveyard for the stove and the dryer right now. I can't complain. They've both been good. Maytag and a Whirlpool. I went back with Whirlpool for my stove. So right now we have a Kenmore dryer because we had one in storage. You just missed it. I had to cut the thing off to turn the camera around. But Maggie was calling, bring me some more of that good stuff. But anyway, we had a Kenmore that we bought a few years ago before Randy passed for Daniel. Well, actually, the year before Randy passed. And we ended up having to use the wash machine because mine went out right after Randy passed. And now I need another one. Something's wrong with that one. It didn't hold up. It's a GE. I'm not a big fan of GE. So sorry about that. But Maytag, this is a good one. My Kenmore. always loved Kenmore wash machines. So the dryer is a Kenmore that we replaced it with, and hopefully we'll get some good years out of it. So to the graveyard for the appliances. Here they go. Hey y'all, I'm in the bedroom. As y'all can tell, the kids are doing school, and you would hear them. And it's a little chilly outside, so that's why I wanted to come in. But anyway, I was going to tell you about the donkeys. Now, I have found, I'm no expert on donkeys by no means, but I've found that over the years, the donkeys we've had, they don't get out really easily unless somebody leaves the gate open. But usually, they're pretty easily get back in. Maggie and Jelly Bean has not had the loving that they should have been having lately because problems with my legs, and then everybody else works. And Randy's just not here. He was the one that would go out there and feed them and love on them and take good care of them. And I did go out and feed them. It's just with my having the knee problems. I still watch where I step a lot. So anyway, yesterday was Sunday, and everybody had gone to church. I stayed home because I had some stomach issues, and so I was sitting there yesterday evening, and I was doodling a little notebook, and I looked up, and the donkeys was out. Oh no! So I got up and I went in, and I went outside and I got them some feed, and I opened another gate. They went right past that gate. They went back to the gate that they got out of. It was just open just a little bit, just enough for them to get in. And I thought they had to push it open. And Daniel told me that the wind could blow it open. And it's a heavy gate. I didn't think so. They haven't been chaining it because it had no problems with it. The donkeys don't usually push on it. And so they went in to another gate and went in to another little pasture we have. And we don't let them stay over there usually because Andrew's dog is over there, and the donkeys like to eat his dog food, and so they complain. So I just said block them off from over there for right now. But I had to put them in, and I told them, I said, y'all have to move them tomorrow. And I went back and closed the other gate and went on in the house. Didn't think no more about it. So it got dark. I have these little hoot owls that if somebody drives in the driveway, or the bird flies by, or even a leaf on trees can sometimes make it ding. And we were sitting there. It was me and Kobe, my little dog. We were sitting there yesterday evening. I was sitting there doodling my little notebook, and it was dark, and the thing went ding. Well, I looked out the window. There was no car lights, and I knew Daniel was on his way home, but I knew he hadn't had time to get there yet. And Kobe don't usually say anything. You don't even know Kobe's in the house. But if somebody comes up on the porch, he'll start barking. Well, he just got that growl in his throat, and I knew something was going on. So I got up and I cut the front porch light on, and I looked outside, didn't see anything. And I went and got my little friend, and I went to the back door, made sure I cut the light on there and left it on and made sure there wasn't anything. It was nothing. And he growled, I think maybe twice, and nothing else. And so I looked out after I had my friend with me, and nothing. There was nothing there. So we just sat down till Daniel got home, and a little bit later, about 8:45, 8:45, somewhere along there, somebody came up, and I said, somebody's coming this late at night. It was our neighbor, thank God. He said, he said, y'all got donkeys? I said, yeah. He said, they're over there by the fire department. We've got a hedgerow, and then on this side is a trash dump and a fire department, and they were over there. Oh no. Well, that ding that we had heard and that growl, Kobe later realized it was the donkeys. But I'll tell you about that in a minute. Daniel said they must have jumped the fence. They've never jumped the fence. There was another gate, and I did not realize that it was left open. I thought it was locked because last time I went to it, I locked it. Somebody else has went through it and unlocked it, and that's how the donkeys got out. So anyway, they went for a little venture for 2 hours. We ran donkeys. We took treats. We had lead ropes. They wanted nothing to do with that. Daniel went, the neighbor boy, Colton, he was out there for 2 hours with us in the cold and wind. And he was out there helping Daniel run. And they had went across the road, and she got in her car, and she was trying to help. And they just had no part. They didn't want the treats. They didn't want, which Daniel don't usually feed them. And so that I knew that was the problem. And they're not going to come to strangers. And so we finally got them back across the road. I spent some time, I had them eaten, but the minute I got that lead rope, they had nothing to do with me. And I got on the phone, I called Scott, couldn't get him. I called Andrew. They were 30 minutes away. And so they came on, but they had to stop and get gas. And finally Scott called me back, and he said, I'll be there in 3 minutes. And so he came on over. So I had all three of the boys and the neighbor and Leah. And you know what the grandkids said? They sat in the car, because if the donkeys got out of where we were trying to get them, because Andrew had a lasso, and he didn't catch them, but he had a couple of times, but they would end up getting past us. I would run. I'd take the car and go around and blow the horn and send them back away from the road. And the kids, they said, after it was over with, they said, that was a wonderful show. They sat there in the car and watched everything going on and just thought it was so much fun, and it was so wonderful. I said, I was stressed out, and the donkeys was stressed out, but I know I was stressed out more than the donkeys was, but the donkeys was stressed out too, because it wasn't their home. They were stressed. But finally they went through the woods, and Scott pulled his truck around, and they just come on. And we got him in the yard. Scott opened the gate and went to go around the house. And I thought Andrew and Daniel was in the car with Leah, and they wasn't. Leah had pulled in. And I got over to try to block them. They run through the hole and out towards the road. And I hollered. I thought it was Andrew, and because they were pulling back out the driveway, and it was Leah. And she, the young ones, I heard the young ones holler, there they are. The donkeys was right beside them. So they got them, and they went around back. And so I went and picked Andrew and Daniel up, because they were walking home, and they went and eventually got them in. So thank the Lord, I was doing a lot of praying, because I didn't want them to get run over, and I really didn't want them to get run over, and I don't want it to hurt nobody. And so they're little miniature donkeys, but still, they weigh, I don't know, 200 or 300, 400 pounds. Well, probably 350, 400, somewhere along there. But I'm not good at weighing, so I can't tell you for sure. But anyway, that was their little adventure, and they're in now. And the wind did blow the gate, and so I've told them they got to keep. We were having some March lion, how they all saying, comes in like a lion, goes out like a lamb, or comes in like a lamb, goes out like a lion. Well, it's coming in like a lion, and it'll probably go out like a lion. And so here it is in February, and we're having some really rough winds, and so it blew the gate. And so I told them they got to keep it latched, because if you don't, donkeys are going to get out again, and might not be quite so fortunate next time. And I want to show you something else I'm doing while I'm here in the bedroom, where I can have a little privacy. There's some more little cards I'm making. I thought those were really pretty. The little colors, I just love the colors. And I'm going to show you these. These are, this is painted with acrylic paints. And this is painted with acrylic paints. And I'm trying my hand with a little water paint, and that's made with water paint. So here's all my little cards right now that I've been making in the last few days. And I've got some other little drawings and stuff, but just having some fun with the cards. So anyway, thank the Lord the donkeys are in, and that's why Daniel didn't go to work today. He usually goes to bed about 9 o'clock. And it was 11 o'clock before he got in from chasing donkeys. And by the time you calm down, it was 12 o'clock. And he said, I'll just take emergency day. And so it took one of his vacation times, but that's okay. I had somebody ask me about his foot, and I told her it was doing good. It was doing good. But last night, having to chase that donkey, chasing the donkeys, got it hurting. And today he's pulling grapevines, and that's not the best on it, but unfortunately it's got to be done. And so I just told him to take some ibuprofen and keep on going. So that's part of life, and having to work through the hard times. I remember Randy working with fever. He'd go to work sick and burn up with fever. He had pneumonia, and he was working with pneumonia. So it's just things you have to do sometimes. My bed got a little dent there. I don't know if that was already there or what, but anyway, that's just part of life, and it has to be done. So, but anyway, I thought I'd share our little donkey adventure with y'all. So as you can tell, I'm still learning. I did make my little sheep, and I got my little house back there in the woods, but I'm still working with watercolor. It's a lot of work to it. Precious little gifts mean so much. Elizabeth and April went flower picking in Grandma's yard, and aren't they beautiful? I couldn't paint anything that pretty. God outdone himself with the flowers, but most of all with the grandchildren.